Okay, I'm back. Well, it was only 3 minutes of me not saying anything. I had a couple donuts, as you saw. Uh, so, I'm not sure how much of you saw of this. As a guy was sleeping alone, and he had a dream that his house was being burglarized. So he grabbed his 357 revolver and fired at the person that he thought was burglarizing his house. Of course, there was nobody burglarizing his house. He shot himself in the leg, and the police responded, and luckily they put a tourniquet on it. And but it was a pretty serious wound to the leg. And whatever state it is, you're required in that jurisdiction or whatever to have a permit to have the gun. So he's being charged, and I think he had to post a $150,000 bail or something like that. Looks like they're going to, they said, um, I never owned a 357 revolver. Um, well, the revolvers, all of them that I owned were 38 caliber. Now there was a really great, it was an old gun that I had, Smith & Wesson outdoorsman model, and it was really a beautiful, beautiful gun. I wish I still had it, but I don't own any handguns, or I don't own any guns at all. There's a reason that I don't. But that outdoorsman's model was really a beautiful gun. There is one picture of me, not a very good one, but where I have it on, at work, working at St. Joseph Hospital. And like I said, it was a 38, but it was on a 44 frame. And that's when the song was out. What was it? I shot the sheriff. Let's see, I shot the sheriff, but I didn't shoot the deputy, or something like that. And the some of the young men in the neighborhood. That's when Barney Fife was also in Mayberry, being a police officer. I was pretty skinny then too. I was not too. I mean, I was pretty skinny. So sometimes they'd say Barney Fife. So there I was, skinny, with a large revolver on my hip. It's one of the few. There's very few pictures of me in. Well, there's no pictures of me welding, no pictures of me building coal hauler railroad cars, no pictures of me building gigantic trucks. Where's my little model? It's here someplace, but I'll never find it. Building gigantic trucks. I think now everybody's taking pictures, with their cell phones, and just, tons of, which I'm sure they're never going to look at the pictures again, usually. So we have a surplus of pictures, but I would like to have there's no picture of me working at the 4 years when we had the tropical fish shop. No pictures. There's one picture of Darlene standing in front of some fish tanks, and that's it. I would like to have some pictures. Not that it matters, nobody else would be interested. I just saw, let me see here, by the way. See if I can see somebody going up on top of one of the a windmill, or what do you call them, turbine things. Okay, you're here someplace. Wow, built in 1897, it's still the world's largest refracting telescope. Come on. I know you're here someplace. Oh, here it is. Right here. Okay, if I click on it, I guess, okay. Well, maybe I could kill the audio. Maybe that would do it. Because I wanted you to, and of course, to see the person climbing up the turbine and then going out on the top of it. Here it is, I think, yeah. Well, they've added a bunch to, to this. I worked at a refinery in Convent, Louisiana, as a welder, and that was before OSHA, Occupational Safety Health Act, where they had rules, and we just climbed, I just climbed up the side of it. There was no enclosure, there was no safety thing to hook on to things and things that you required. Then it was just somebody like me had welded a, oh, you can't see me. I just, climbed up, went to work, but seeing this guy, well, I mean, I was young then, but seeing this guy do, with this climbing up to the top of this thing and then going out on top of it. Of course, I wouldn't be able to climb. I couldn't climb up anything now, but I mean, when I was young. But, and going out on top, of course, he's, got things on him, to hold him, a safety belt, a thing of some type, and do, whatever. But I guess I could have, in the old days, climbed up through that tower, but I don't think I could have crawled out on top of that thing. I'd have been holding on to it, I'd have been yelling down, help, get me out of here. But when the Convent, Louisiana was, well, I think, my first and only Boilermaker job in the field, I think. I worked for years in the shops, but I studied up on I bought a book on knots, and I took that down, and then when I got down to Convent, I was actually heading for test, Pascagoula, Mississippi. The Boilermaker Union in Pascagoula, Mississippi, at the shipyard, they contacted all the other Boilermaker local unions across the United States and said, we need welders. And then my father at that time was assistant business agent he'd been a Boilermaker since 1941. And then eventually he was, elected and became a business agent. So I never asked him to do me any favors, and he never offered to do me any favors. I think if I'd asked him, I think he wouldn't have screwed anybody, though. I mean, he looked out after all the brothers, union members. But what he did do was, when Pascagoula called, wanting welders, so he told me and told the other, they put a thing up for all the, hey, if you want to you can work in Pascagoula, Mississippi. So I headed there, but then I stopped when I got to the Union Hall in, I think, New Orleans. I think that was it. Anyway. And then, because they needed welders too. But anyway, I studied up on the tying knots, and so when I got there, and then of course, they hired Boilermakers and whoever else was needed for what they were, pipe fitters, I don't know, whatever they were needing. But then they hired, of course, a bunch of local young guys there. And I think I was assigned 2 helpers. And but then there were more than that when we climbed up. So I was, I'd studied how to tie knots. And so then when I climbed up like the first time, these helpers came over and said, "Mr. Howard, would you tie me off?" And then I tied him off, and I thought, if you only knew, if you only saw me back in the motel room practicing tying knots. But I was still at that time so skinny that I think if I had fallen with that belt on me, I think I'd have just gone all the way through the. And while I worked on it, we had one guy that did fall, a Boilermaker. Anyway, there are some great-looking cars. Now we don't own a car. I haven't owned a car in quite a while. Of course, working hospital security. We had patrol cars. We had Jeeps. We had converted postal, whatever you'd call those little scooter type things. But different places we had different, different things. One hospital I worked at, well, maybe more than one, but one hospital I worked at, they had a credit union, and so employees could purchase they could put money in the credit union. They could also purchase, get and so quite a few people, bought cars through the credit union, and then if the cars were repossessed or something, I don't know exactly how it worked. There'd be several of them parked in a certain spot, in the parking garage, and then if security needed, well, I'm sure if some executive or something too, if needed a car for some reason, maybe a van or something. I'm not sure. I didn't see any vans, I remember. But so when I worked there, I ended up, not just me, but the various security officers, we'd end up driving some pretty nice, vehicles, nicer than what you would as a security vehicle or whatever, great air conditioning, all that kind of stuff, sunroof, all that kind of stuff. So let me go see, what do we want to look at here? There is a whole bunch of, let's see, it's on YouTube. A whole bunch of some pretty good movies. I mean, old, I think mostly older movies. Let's see, YouTube. Okay, let's go over here. Let's see. YouTube movies free. I pay for something. I think I pay for something so that I don't see advertising, and maybe that, or maybe everybody that goes to YouTube. I think anybody that goes to YouTube, I think, can see these movies for free. Flipped from 2000 and oh, let's see. Oh, okay, that's showing to you. A kind of a cute movie. I don't. It's kind of a cute movie about a boy moves into a neighborhood, and I think he's like 6, and there's a girl that's his age, that lives across the street, and she likes him, and he's kind of, he's a boy and kind of whatever, and it's kind of a cute little movie. Away all boats. Let's see, is that the one? Well, yeah, that's a rate on MTV, but I'm not sure if that's, I think there might have been more than one movie, maybe. Can't remember. But that, that was a raid that Israel pulled off. And that movie was a good movie. I'm not sure if this is the same movie or not. That's interesting. I just made just uploaded a YouTube video a little while ago, and here popping up for me, for me, Father's Day in the United States. No views. Let's see. Hellboats, Stagecoach. That actually was a good, good movie, an old movie, but it was a good one. Wow. Dr. Strangelove. You definitely, if you have not seen that, you should watch that. I don't like the way that YouTube is listing. I don't think they're listing entirely by, it should be like the first thing should be the full name of the movie, the correct one, Well, here's not a movie. It's just, I don't think, it's just from the Brady's or whatever. Let's see. It's a 13-minute clip, Okay, no, that's only a 3 minute and 45. Josie Wales. I really recommend that movie. That is a great movie. This is just a clip from it. That's 3 minutes and 45 seconds. Enemy at the Gate, I think, is a sniper one. It's, I believe, between German snipers and, I guess, U.S. snipers or whatever. A good movie. Genius. A stirring drama about the complex friendship and transformation professional relationship between book, I guess, writers or something. Okay, well, Once Upon a Time in America, great 1984 movie. That's a great one. 3 hours and 50 minutes. Battle of the Bulge was good, because it's history. And Saving Private Ryan was good. And for some reason, my arthritis is hurting me. I need to cut my hair. I'm going to do that here in a little bit. I don't like it. I think I look better without hair. I mean, either you have hair or you don't, And anyway, I think let's go back to CNN, I guess, for just a little bit. At least one juvenile killed, 9 others injured in St. Louis shooting, St. Louis, Missouri. This is amazing. I haven't read the article. I mean, I've seen it list a headline, but archaeologists find a 3,000-year-old sword that's still gleaming. This is funny. I haven't read it either, but dedicated service and therapy dogs receive honorary doggerate, not doctorate, but doggerate, or whatever, degree from a university. That's cute. Four alarming charts show just how extreme the climate is right now. Let's go over here. 2 American tourists attacked in Germany are identified as recent college graduates from Illinois. Here why Christie, former governor of New Jersey, Republican, You can come in, Jimmy. I'll put it on
No,
pause.
that's okay. I'll come back later.
No, I'm stopping putting it on pause. Okay, I'm back, and appreciate you watching the video. Please please do something, thumbs up, or I don't know. I'll see you soon if the creek doesn't rise or something.